Hey everybody, this is Tom again in Western North Carolina. Rainy day out, thunder shower, it's over right now. Anyways, I gotta go on with this chair making thing, how to make a chair, episode 16 I think it is. And this is gonna be how to drill the back posts. And I think I might even have a video of this already that I made last year. It wasn't in sequence or anything, but I'm going to do it again right now. Anyways, I want to give a quick shout out to Drew Langsner. I just got this book from him, a good friend of mine. Here's a cover page. Anyways, it's a book with a lot of good information in it. And I'm just letting you know it's available. It's, you know, country woodcraft, and it's updated. And I believe you can get it at Drew's website, www.drewlangsner.com. Anyways, we're going to drill the back post for the back rungs. And you have to drill them in such a way that the slats line up correctly. And anyways, one of the first things you need to do is you got to know what angle that you want that to be at. And how you figure out what angle it is if you have a slat that's perfectly bent exactly how you want it to be, you can put it like this and put your little angle finder on it. And right here is your angle. Okay? I'll throw that stuff out of the way. But I have found over the years, the angle that I use is what I call 72 degrees. Now, depending on what kind of a thing you measure it on, whether it's something like this or one of these angle gauge things, that same angle could be called 72 degrees. It could be called 18 degrees. It could be called 108 degrees. I call it 72 degrees. But I think actually 72 is the angle from here up like that. If you do this angle over here, that's 108. But anyways, I'm doing 72 degrees on these. And the drill bit I'm going to use is this Stanley Power Board drill bit. I've got one left. It's already chucked up in my drill press. It's the only one I've got left that still works with my tenon cutters. This is not available anymore. But the replacement is this drill here. I guess I'm supposed to go like this. Anyways, the attributes of these drills is that it has a point on it and it has a cutter that cuts the outside circle. Now this one, I've not modified this one yet. The point here is, in my opinion, way too long. Needs to be shortened so that it doesn't come through and stick out the other side. But anyways, if you couldn't read this, this is Lee Valley stock number 07J3010. They call it a green wood bit. That's what I understand to be the replacement bit for this power bore and this kind of work. Anyways, I've got a little jig here that I use to clamp my posts in. And so anyways, you put your posts in this jig. And you want to make sure, you know, there's a bend in these posts. You want to make sure that you don't have them way in like this so the bend affects it. You want just the flat part or the straight part of this here to be on your base. Anyways, I'm going to just put them in there finger tight, those wedges. But now I'm going to take my little angle finder. I call this a sliding T-bevel. I'm not sure what it's called actually, but that's what I call it. But right now, see what I'm doing? I'm going against the flat side of this, and I'm lining that up right there. And that's one of the reasons why when you want a really a flat side on these front faces, it's all in a plane with itself. You don't want it to be all twisty and stuff because you want to be able to go along here and just about any place you touch, you want it to be the same. So I've got that one pretty good. I'm going to tap my wedge in and recheck it. And so that one's holding good. Now I'm going to do this one. It's right on right there. I'm going to adjust it a little bit. Oh boy, that's way too much. Okay. And another way you can check these is look at this spot right here. If you know, if they're even down here, if this distance under here is pretty similar, that means they're pretty much lined up with each other. But we all know that this is not precision like a machinist would do. So there is a little bit of variation. Oh. Okay, I'm going to call that good. Got those tight. Now this is one of those things where when you make this part of your chair, you want this to be as round as you can get it, because if it's not round, it's sometimes hard to get these to lay right. When you go to tighten them up, if they're not round, it tends to move them one way or another. And so you want them pretty good and round. Anyways, I'm going to set this aside now. Get my chair stick. You guys remember the chair stick. And I'm going to mark these for, what I've got marked here is front and back. Front and back, front and back, front and back. Actually, this top mark just says back because we don't have it on the front because of that frame front. Okay, once I get those marked, I want to find the center of these, because I want to drill right in the center. And so I'm using this little part of a ruler, and I'm sighting down the sides as best I can. I know there's something in the way right here, but I have done this enough and kind of know how wide these are. So but anyways, you want to drill them in the middle if you can. I know there's a lot of other ways to do this job, but this is how I do it, and so that's what I'm showing you. Okay, I've got all those marked. Got them marked and centered. Now I'm going to drill them. But I'm going to drill one of them, and I've got a 1 inch. I'm going to drill 1 inch deep, and I've got a scratch mark on this drill bit that's at 1 inch. And I'm going to, that first one I drill, I'm going to sight it, the depth with that mark, and I'm going to set my depth stop, because I want the bottom of all these holes to be in line with each other. Here we go. Get that started, and then right at first you want to go slow where that circle gets cut, but then you can go faster after that. Okay, I'm setting the depth stop right there. Okay, I'm getting my measuring stick or my measuring tool and checking. Okay, I'm right on 1 inch right there. So I think that's a good place to have my depth stop set. I'm going to go ahead and drill the rest of them. Slow to start, but then you can go fast. Okay, got all 6 of them drilled. Now one of the things I was thinking about it while I was drilling them, and I didn't want to talk when I was drilling, but if your posts here aren't absolutely straight and they have a curve in them or up or down or something like that, you need to check that when you put in this jig here, and making sure they're laying flat, especially if you have a curve like this. You don't want to be going like that when you're drilling it. You need to shim them so that you don't get in trouble. Anyways, that went pretty darn quick, and the next thing to do is just get these out of here. every time when I drill these holes, the last thing after I get them out of there, I take my 180 sandpaper and I just lightly go around these ends, the top of these holes, just to get any little burrs off of them. And then we're good to go to the next step. All right. But anyways, that seemed pretty quick to me. And the next step is going to be fitting the slats into these mortises and getting them all laid out and fit in. That's going to be a lot more complicated than this step was. Anyways, that's the next step, or this is the step. I hope you guys are all doing good out there. And this is the 4th of May, 2021. And we're just getting over with the pandemic, I hope. And we're going to maybe get back to normal a little bit. Be able to get out and things like that. Anyways, I mean, that's all I've got to say. And hope you're doing well. And be thankful for what you've got. I'm thankful for what I have here. And I'll see you the next time. Oh yeah, I want to just give a little shout out to whoever's watching these videos. I think there's about 3 people that must have the bell pushed and are watching pretty quickly after I put them up. And so anyways, I thank you guys. And anyways, until next time, see you later.